What's going on, Knicks family? Salute. Thank you for tuning in once again. If you are watching this video the moment it has dropped, or the day or the night it has dropped, I know it's a little late. The game was yesterday. I missed the opportunity to make the video last night because I had to stay up and try to catch that Power episode when it dropped. I was fiending. I had to see what was going to go down, but it doesn't matter. It's a Knicks win. So I'm going to sit here and I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to enjoy that moment. You already know what it is. Thank you for tuning in. This is ReKNICKulous. Run that intro. Yeah, so the Knicks pull off a win in Indiana. The score 106-102. Let's get it. This was a good game. Despite the Knicks playing some porous perimeter defense. This is something I've been saying that they need to work on. I don't like the type of perimeter defense that we play. Sometimes there is no perimeter defense. Sometimes the teams are shooting wide open jump shots, and if they make them, they're gonna kill us. If they miss, then we might have a chance. Last night was one of those games where they happened to be making them shots, and we still was able to pull out the victory because we was playing some pretty good defense in other aspects. But let me run down this quick little Knicks box score. This was a spectacular night for my boy RJ. He dropped 25 points. He had 5 boards, 3 assists. He played 45 minutes. He was 8 for 15 from the field, 4 for 5 from 3, and 5 or 6 at the free throw line. The free throws have been something that's been going down for him regardless. But as you know, his last couple of games, he was doing pretty bad. As a matter of fact, the last game against Toronto, he had shot 0 for 8 from 3. And this game, he shot 4 for 5. So he wasn't afraid to put them shots up. But one main thing that happened that I think led to this great game is the fact that he indeed stayed in the gym after that loss to Toronto to continue to put up shots and to practice and to make sure that he got his game at the top before we got into this game against Indiana. And it showed. The hard work showed and it paid off, man. Good game for my boy RJ. I knew he had it in him. He wasn't going to continue to struggle. He doesn't allow his struggles to hinder his performance on the court defensively, and also being able to keep his team engaged on the court. He's gonna go out there. He's gonna play hard. He's gonna leave it all on the floor. And at the end of the game, at the end of his 45 minutes, he didn't appear to be moved. He did not to say moved, but he didn't appear to be tired, like ran down. Like, you understand, this is a young guy. He was still out able to do his thing. Julius Randle, he had a near triple double again. 12 points, 11 boards, 8 assists. He played 37 minutes. He was 5 for 16 from the field, 2 of 5 from 3. He shot no free throws. He wasn't, I don't want to say he wasn't aggressive, because 16 shots, that's pretty aggressive. But he didn't get to the line, and he wasn't really finding his shot the way that we've been seeing him lately. The last game he had 16 points, 10 boards, 5 assists. He was 5 of 12 from the field goal, 0 for 4 from 3. Tonight's game, he had 2 for 5 threes. So he put up a couple more shots, made the same amount. He wasn't really able to give us that 20 plus that he was giving us and like almost carried the team, but he was looking for that open man. He was playing that point forward position that the Knicks were looking for. And he's starting to show that he might be the guy for the Knicks for the future, man. Look out for the New York Knicks, giving this man a pretty decent paycheck, a pretty decent contract coming into the end of the season, man. If you're a Knicks fan who doesn't like the sound of that and you're looking for one of the big names for us to throw the bag at, I don't know what to tell you, man, but I'm liking to see this production that this dude is doing. And honestly, if they could continue to play this way, we'll still be in the playoffs. We'll still be one of those teams who's going to be consistently in the playoffs and giving these teams a run for the money. We might even make it to the second, third round, up until we could get either RJ or one of our young guys to become one of those superstars, like a Boston Celtics or Dallas with Luka. Hey, it's looking good. Elfrid Payton had a pretty good game again. He had 19 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists. He played 34 minutes, 8 of 17 from the field, 3 of 4 from free throw. I think he shot 1 3. He didn't make it. Now, I don't know if I really want to see Elfrid Payton putting up 17 shots. He was pretty efficient, so I can't knock him. I mean, come on. You're going to get 19 points, 8 boards from your point guard, your starting point guard, in 34 minutes. I can't be too upset, but at the same time, I don't think I like seeing 17 shots next to Peyton's name. RJ didn't even put up 17 shots. Randall didn't even put up 17 shots. So I really don't want to see that from him, especially when there are so many plays where the next Knick player I'm about to get to doesn't get the opportunity to try to score a field goal. Now, for Peyton, good game. I would like to see him tone down them shots, man. Take a little break, find somebody else, and make. But thank you for them 19 points, man. Thank you for having a good game, Mitch, my boy Mitch Robinson. I think right now, honestly, well, since we got him, Mitch has been my favorite Knicks player, and it's not because of what he brings on the offensive end at all. Because we haven't really seen much offense from him. I mean, he has his games where, that field goal percentage is really high. That's obvious, but it's the defense that Mitch brings to the table is why I love him. Because, I mean, who doesn't love the defensive part of the game? I mean, yeah, we all love the dunks. We all love the threes and the handles, the crossovers, and all of that, the finesse layups, the toughness of the game. But we also... Most people also love the defensive end of the game, denying the opposing team the opportunity to score. That is what the game is about. It's not just about putting up the scoring numbers. It's about not allowing your opposing team to score on you. And Mitchell Robinson does a great job at that. He has 16 points, 9 boards, 2 blocks. He played 29 minutes, and he was 8 of 10 from the field. He went 8 for 8 before missing his last 2 attempts, and he really didn't attempt more. And to be honest, of all the Knicks starters, he played the least amount of minutes in this game. I'm not entirely sure why that was. He wasn't in foul trouble, but he had so many plays. I think the first 4 or maybe the first 6 was straight putbacks. I think it was the first 4 was like putbacks. He was just tipping, dunks. Like, when the ball goes up, he's so big. If they're not boxing him out, nobody, I don't even think anyone could really box him out. Like, if he doesn't get that put back on offense, that clean up on offensive glass, he really didn't want it, because from what I could see, it's really hard for them to stop him at that capacity. But he just goes up and he puts it down. And then a couple of alley-oops were thrown for him, and he was doing his thing. It appears that Mitch really doesn't have an offensive big man game outside of being able to catch alley-oops and put back and clean up. And that is fine. That is entirely fine. We don't need Mitch to be out there trying to post up and do Olajuwon type hook shots or Tim Duncan style basketball. We really don't need that from Mitch. If we needed that from him, then that'd be a problem. But we don't. We just need him to be there to clean up and to be there on the defensive end, catch them alleys, which I wish they would throw more to him. You understand what I'm saying? Like, those 10 attempts from Mitch and those 17 attempts from Peyton, he could have took 7 less shots and had those be alleys for Mitch, or you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Like, I would like to see Mitch a little bit more involved. Just look at this performance: 16 points, 8 of 10 from the field. Most of it was those cleanup points, but at the same time, alleys are there, man. I see it all the time. Mitch set a pick, Mitch cuts, Mitch gets past his defenders not really, and he's so tall, bro. You just gotta throw the ball up there. He's gonna catch it. He's gonna catch it. Just gotta throw the ball at a decent, throw it like how they used to throw the alleys to DeAndre Jordan back in at the Clippers during the Lob City era. You just throw the ball up to a spot, he's gonna go up there and get it. And you know what I'm saying? Like, we've been doing pretty bad on the turnover end anyway, so I take a turnover because they tried to throw a alley at Mitch up in the spot and somebody broke it up. I take that because I would like to see them try it. I just want to see it be tried to know whether or not it will work. So Great game by Mitch. Let me talk about Quickly and Bullock first before I talk about Rivers. Quickly, he had 9 points in 15 minutes. He was 3 or 4 from the field, 1 or 2 from 3. He shot 2 or 2 from the free throw line, and in those 15 minutes, those 9, like, come on, we all know what Quickly brings to the table. And to be honest, he drew so many fouls while he was on the court, but the rest were calling it on the ground. They weren't calling shooting fouls. Like, he caught the fouls. In my opinion, he would draw the fouls in the act of shooting. To me, it looked like he was trying to go up. But I'm a Knicks fan, so of course that's what it's going to look like to me. I'm thinking that he's going to get a foul call and go to the line. No, they just calling them fouls and take that ball out from the side. Young boy, because he's a rookie. Rookies aren't really gonna get those James Harden type fouls called for them to where they could go to the line 18 times in a night. Because honestly, if those fouls were called as shooting fouls, he would have had probably like 15 points in those 15 minutes straight off of those fouls alone. Probably would have had more than that, like just off of him being fouled and going to the line. And them shots is money for the young boy. Bullock. He had 6 points, 7 boards, 1 assist, 1 steal. This was in 33 minutes. He was 2 of 6 from the field and 2 of 5 from 3. So, I mean, I can't really complain much about Bullock's performance. Bullock gives a lot on the defensive end of the floor. So, coming down on the offensive end, he's not really going to always be able to have those crazy games, which is why I miss Burks being on the floor, because I mean, not to say that Burks doesn't. I think everybody has been playing pretty good defense for the Knicks so far lately. For the most part, we've been playing pretty decent defense, and I think it's going to get better. So when Burks comes back, I think that's going to take a lot of pressure off of Bullock about having to make so many threes and make so many shots, because Burks is going to come off the bench and make it. Although I would rather him start. But you can't deny what he does on the defensive end. And 7 rebounds, come on now. That's great for a 2-3. I'm saying that's pretty good. So I kudos to Bullock in them 33 minutes doing what he do. But let me talk about my guy, Austin Rivers, man. Austin Rivers had a really good game off the bench. And I think he's about to shake up that second unit. It's about to look crazy. Unless Thibs get the idea to start him, which I think would eventually happen. Possibly Bullock would be on the bench and Rivers will start as the 2. Because I can't see him putting Rivers at the 1 when he has Payton. And Payton is producing. As much as we don't really like Payton right now, Payton has been producing as of late. And Quickly, we all want Quickly in that starting role. So it's going to be either Payton or Quickly at the 1. So that would leave Rivers to come in at the 2. And maybe Bullock coming off the bench. Now imagine Bullock and Burks both coming off the bench with the 3-point capabilities that they have. Bullock playing crazy defense. And that's where I think the difference would be, though, because Rivers doesn't play as good a defense as Bullock. So Bullock is probably going to be in that starting spot. But anyway, Rivers had 15 points, 2 boards, 2 assists. This is in 17 minutes. He was 6 of 9 from the field, 3 of 6 from 3. And actually, one of those threes came late in the game after a Mitchell Robinson block on Brogdon at the 3-point line. Y'all know Mitch is the best perimeter blocker that probably in the league, the best guy to block, to run out and cover that perimeter. He could cover it from the perimeter down to the paint. So he blocks Brogdon, and Brogdon was having a spectacular night. He had like 30 points, and he was shooting. I think he shot 5 of 7 from 3. He had missed a 3. He shot 5 of 5. He missed a 3. And then when he went to attempt that other 3, Mitch blocked that. He sent that. It ended up in Austin Rivers' hand. Rivers hit a 3. And that pretty much sealed the game. Just before that, not too long before, I think maybe a play or 2 before that, Randall had came up with a steal and fast breaked it down to the other end on our basket, and he slammed it. And then we fast forward and we get to this play. So Rivers had a really good game. I'd like to see more of Rivers. He got a little shaken up in that game where he went up for a layup. He scored. We would have thought he would have got a foul call. There was a little contact there, and he went down and he banged his head on the back of his. Oh, he banged his head on the stanchion, back of his head on the stanchion, and kind of got like a little whiplash effect. So he was holding like his neck and grimacing a little bit, but he finished the game. This happened like third, maybe was it in second, third quarter maybe, and he finished the game, so it didn't really affect his game then. But we know Thibs he's gonna probably rest him, being that he just came back from that groin injury, and he doesn't want to probably cause any other injuries to happen. So we might see Rivers in the limited minutes in Monday night's game, or actually I would hope not, and I hope to see him on the floor, but who knows? So that was a pretty good game by the Knicks. I was super excited sitting down watching that. The field goal percentage for the Knicks was 51. We shot 44% from 3, 12 of 27. We shot 77% from the free throw line. This is great. I like to see the Knicks doing good on the free throw line, get to the line and make those extra points. We need that. We're still doing pretty bad in the turnover spot. We have 15 turnovers. But we obliterated the Pacers on the boards, 51-32. And we killed them on the offensive glass, 10-5. And that is the type of numbers that I want to see from the Knicks. Those are the type of numbers I want to see from the Knicks when it comes to the opposing team's offensive rebounds. 5 boards. You hold them dudes to under 10 offensive boards. Don't let them get more than that. You know what I'm saying? You hold them down there, and then we could try to focus on getting them higher offensive points. Now, offensive glass points. Mitchell Robinson was a big reason for those 10 offensive boards. Obviously, he didn't have 10 boards, so all of them aren't his, but a lot of them did come from him. So I'd like to see a lot more of that, but obviously it's not that easy. Indiana's field goal percentage was 40. They shot 38% from 3. They put up 50 threes and made 19 of them. They shot 83% from the free throw line, and they had 8 turnovers. And once again, 32 rebounds. So, yeah, we killed them on the rebounding end. I'm looking at their free throw percentage. I put some wrong numbers down. I put they shot 83% for the free throw line, and somehow I got 18 of 18 free throws is what they shot. It's ridiculous. I got to pay attention. I was rushing trying to put this together. I'm not going to lie. I was fiending. I wanted to get this video because I want to be consistent. I want to do these videos. We have a game. I got to do a video for that game. This is the 6th game, and this is the 6th video that I have done, and I'm trying to stay consistent with that at the very least. And then at some point, I'm going to start, putting out these other videos. But anyway, the Knicks had 56 points in the paint to Indiana's 26. So this is the 2nd game in a row where we outscored the opposing team in the paint, and I'm loving that. I'm loving to see that paint play, because that and 3-pointers go hand in hand to winning games. Obviously, defense and making your free throws is also a part of that. But 56 points in the paint, and we scored 106. That's great. That's great, man. That's perfect if you ask me. The Knicks had 16 second chance points. Indiana had 17. That's kind of confusing to me that we were able to give up more second chance points than we made to an opposing team who we out rebounded on the offensive glass. Obviously, a lot of those second chance points came from threes, because for some reason the Knicks will play great defense, good defense. The ball will go out and somebody is not on their man, and shots go up, and good shooters are gonna make them. So I can't be too upset. There was 8 fast break points for the Knicks, 14 for Indiana, and that pretty much sums up the numbers for Knicks' 3rd win of the season against the Indiana Pacers. So we're now 3-3, and well, this is not our 3rd win against the Indiana Pacers. Just let me clarify this. This is our 3rd win of the season, and it comes against the Indiana Pacers. This is our 2nd game against the Indiana Pacers, and we're now 1-1 with them for our season's record. So, or season's series against the Indiana Pacers. I'm not sure how many times we played them this season, but we're now tied up with them. I just want to talk about a few things before I end this. So, I spoke about Mitch's abilities on the defensive end. I just kind of want to reiterate reiterate the fact that he has been showing some dominance on the defensive end for us. I'd love to see Mitch on the floor playing defense. As sometimes on the defensive end, I'm only even looking at him. I'm not even looking at, sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes I'm not looking at any other Knick player on the floor. I'm watching Mitch to see his footwork. I'm seeing him pointing and calling out and letting everybody know what's going on. I'm seeing him being that anchor for us on the defensive end, and it is a beautiful thing to see. I'm glad to see that we have something going on. I was upset when we lost Kristaps. This is not a defensive thing, but we had a big man who was able to score. He was able to defend to a certain degree, not as well as Mitch. And to see us lose Kristaps and be able to get a big man in Mitchell Robinson, who is not as good offensively as Kristaps Porzingis, but is everything and more on the defensive end. It's a wonderful feeling, and I'm so excited to have Mitchell Robinson in a New York Knicks uniform. I can't believe there are those of you who would want to get rid of Mitchell Robinson in the hopes of what, to accomplish what. I don't understand, but I'm not paying you guys no mind. I'm sure the Knicks aren't paying you guys any mind. They're in these locker rooms. They're on these practices. They're on the courts, on the sidelines during these games and seeing what's going on. They're gonna make the right decision when it comes to Mitch. I hope we pay him. I hope we make sure he's good, because he's our guy for the future. He's our defensive anchor for the future. I'm not gonna lie. For as long as we have Thibodeau, I'm sure we'll have Mitch. And I'm hoping that's going to be for years to come. Another thing, I spoke about Rivers' game earlier, but for those of you who are commenting and things of that nature, I want you to let me know what you feel about Rivers' great game off the bench, and what does that mean for guys like Bullock and Kevin Knox, which I didn't mention earlier in the video when I was running down numbers, because he didn't score anything, and he was really a non-factor on the offensive end for us. So Tibbs kind of pulled him and didn't really play him. He's been playing good defense. He's great on the defensive end for us. He's improving a lot on defense. And I gave myself some hell on my other video talking about his length. Pause. And it's like, man, he has such an upside. He has such, I think, potential that I think Knox got to get it together, and I will hope to see that he gets it together. But I mean, Rivers playing at such a high clip and playing so good like that off the bench in limited minutes, not limited, but in only 17 minutes. That's got to mean something for guys like Reggie Bullock and if not Reggie Bullock and Knox, it definitely means something for DSJ and Frank, because DSJ and Frank has not been able to show any type of offense like that since the season has started. And Austin Rivers, in only his second game, his first game, he has 7 points, 5 assists. He hit a 3. He's 3 or 6 from the field. That's great in his first game. So for him to follow that up in his second game with 15, I can't complain. I like to see what I saw from Austin Rivers, and I would like to see more of that. So I want to know if you have any idea, if you have any thoughts on that. Do you think that means anything for guys like Knox, for guys like Bullock, for guys like Frank and DSJ when it comes to that second unit? Because we know Burke's spot is solidified. when he come back, you know it's lit. You know what I'm saying? So I want to know what it's going to mean for these other guys as far as Rivers is concerned, and as far as Knox and Bullock and these guys are concerned. And lastly, I think I said it a lot during this video, or at least I know I said it at the top of it. The Knicks have been playing some pretty bad defense on the perimeter. Pretty bad defense on the perimeter. We gave up 17 threes to Toronto in our last game. They were 17 to 52. And Indiana threw up 50 shots on us too, and they hit 19. You know what I'm saying? And some of them shots were shots that, were defended, and they were just a better shot, better than the defense that was played. But a good majority of the shots were wide open threes, and we have to limit that. Because if you can imagine us limiting the opposing team's open 3-point attempts, how many less shots they would make or many less shots they would possibly take on the 3-point line, how much lower the opposing team's score would be. I think every game we played so far, the scores were up in the opposing team scored 100 or more. And I know holding Toronto to 100 might have seemed like a great deed, but I don't think that's that. I don't think that's that good. I don't think the opposing team averaging 100 or 100 plus points on us is a good thing at all. So I think they need to start to focus on getting back to your man when he's don't leave open. I'd rather them get a dunk or an open mid range jump shot over a three. We gotta cut that out. Miles Turner. I mean, these guys are 3-point shooters. I'm not trying to say that they can't knock them down because they have it in their game, but don't give them an open opportunity. Don't just allow them to shoot the three. And who was it? Bullock? Somebody fouled. Was it this game? I might be wrong. I feel about it being this game, but it doesn't matter what game it is. Fouling a 3-point. Yeah, it was this game. He fouled Doug McDermott on the sideline. Dougie McBuckets was on the side corner three, and Reggie Bullock runs at him, and he kicked his foot out. I believe Mike Breen was saying that he kicked his foot out, and the refs are supposedly going to be monitoring that more this series. I mean, not this series, this season, and starting to move forward and looking at that and making sure that they're not calling fouls on a defender because the offensive player kicked their foot out. But you got to be wiser than that. You got to be anticipating that this ain't nothing new. Players are going to kick their feet out and try to draw that foul. They're trying to manipulate the ref to get those extra points. So he had got a 4-point play opportunity at Bullock's on his expense. You know what I'm saying? Come on, you got to play. You got to be a little bit more disciplined when it comes to these things. And another thing I want to speak about, there was a stretch in the first or second quarter, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not perfect. I'm sure I'll be wrong. Where Oladipo, I think this was in the second quarter. There was a stretch where Oladipo went to the line probably every play down the court for Indiana. Foul. Ref is just blowing a horn. Foul. Like, bro, how with so many foul calls called for Oladipo to go to the line and had these opportunities to score? He was like 0 for 5 from the field. He was having a bad game. He was having a horrible game. He didn't finish with a great game. He still finished like with I don't have their stats down. It doesn't matter to me what their stats are. They're not New York Knicks players. I don't care about that. But my point is, how is it possible that they were calling all these fouls? The whistle, just a blow or the whistle, I blow, and I'm just like, yo, they cheating. I'm saying I was tight. I felt like I was playing 2K, and the rest and the game was just cheating. Refs was just calling fouls out of nowhere. It was ridiculous, but we were able to pull it off. We was able to get that Vic. Ain't too much for me to complain about. I'm saying it's just the defense. We got to get better at that. The offensive glass, I think we did great in this game. I would like to see us continue to do that and try to improve a bit on that. The turnovers, we have to work on that. Julius Randle had a couple turnovers. He almost was flirting with another quadruple double. But man, all in all, I'm so proud of this team. I'm happy to see what they're doing. I mean, the sky's the limit with us right now. We're expected to fail. Everyone is rooting for the Knicks to fail. They think the Knicks are just gonna have another one of those seasons where nothing happens. But I don't feel the same. I feel like we're going to turn it up and we're going to make something happen this season, possibly go to the playoffs. I could see a Knicks versus Nets playoff rivalry in the near future. Hopefully really soon they'll open up these arenas for fans to come in and enjoy the games, because I'll be happy to join the crowd and watch these young Knicks play and cheer for something finally, because it's been a long time since we got the opportunity to do that. But yeah, I've been going on for about half hour now, man. So man, I appreciate everybody for the love once again. If you're watching, especially if you made it this far, please go ahead, hit that good old thumbs up button. You know what I'm saying? Leave a comment, share, let all your Knicks people know. You know what I'm saying? Holla at your boy in the comment section. Let me know what you're thinking. You feel me? That's ReKNICKulous. Thank you for tuning in. Go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. We appreciate you over here in Knicks Nation. Once again, that's ReKNICKulous, and I'm out.